Good day, students. We are going to study about the lesson resources of geography. What is a resource? You have heard the word so many times ever since you started schooling. Resources, natural resources. What are resources? Anything that has a use is referred as a resource. Anything that has a use. So this screen that you are watching now, it's a resource. The camera that is being used to record what I teach is a resource. And it is the room where we are shooting this class. It's a resource. The lights, the watch that I wear, the shirt that I use, the place where I stand, everything is a resource in that sense. So in simple terms we can say that everything that has a value or utility. What is the term utility? What does it mean? Utility means usefulness. So everything that has a value or a use is referred as a resource. So in that sense, in that case, we can say that everything around us which has a value or which has a use is a resource. Time and technology change substances into resources. So these are the two factors that make a particular substance, a particular material into a resource. First, time. We can discuss how time plays a role in changing a substance into a resource. Over a period of time, limestone changes into marble. You know marble. It's a sedimentary rock. You know, when rivers are in flood, when rivers are in flood, these flood water, it carries sediments, soil, silt, clay, sand, etc. and getting deposited on the riverbed. And layers upon layers are deposited over a period of time, and the underlying layers, they harden because of the pressure and heat, and they turn into rocks. So this marble is transformed from limestone. You know, limestone, the use of limestone is limited. And even the value also, value in terms of money, that is price. Limestone is much cheaper and marble is much more expensive. So we can say that the time that took for the transformation of limestone into marble, that helped the formation of a valuable resource. And another example is magma cools down and turns into granite. Another rock which is used in construction activities all over the world, it is obtained from magmatic material. You know what is magma? When volcanoes erupt, ashes, molten rocks, minerals, etc. come out. That is lava. But when the volcano erupts, or when these eruptive activities take place under the earth's surface, then the same material is referred as magma. So when magma cools down, and it takes so much time, it's a long procedure. So when magma cools down and it turns into granite, its value increases. But otherwise, what is the use of magma? It's a waste. It's a waste material. It doesn't have any other use. So, time plays a very important role to convert that magmatic material into a useful granite. So, we can say that time plays a very great role in transforming substances, materials into resources. And another factor is technology. Without technology, we couldn't attain the development that we have achieved so far. So you can say that technology also plays a very important role in making resources. Example, hydroelectricity from water. Electricity could be produced only because of technological inventions. Wind energy from wind. Man learned the technique of harnessing energy from wind by inventing the needed machines used for the generation of electricity. And again, minerals from ores. Ores are not of that much use as they are. But because of the help of technology, when minerals are extracted from ores, the value of minerals increases and minerals become a resource. So this is a picture of magmatic material, molten rocks, turned into rock, granite rock, and granite is chipped from that or taken from that. And again, this is a sedimentary, it's a sedimentary rock, limestone, and marble is produced from that. So we can say how technology changes substances into resources. Ores. Just an example, an ore. From this ore, minerals are extracted. You see, this is the ore and this is the mineral extracted from the same ore. And for this extraction of minerals from ores, we need technology. So we can say that without technology, resource cannot be created or manufactured, cannot be harnessed. Again, solar energy, solar panels are there. Solar panels, with the help of the solar panel, we can produce electricity by using solar power. Windmills are there. These windmills harness wind energy. Electricity is produced. So these are examples of the use of technology in transforming materials into resources. So we can classify these resources into three. There are natural resources, human-made resources or man-made resources, and human resources. These are the examples of natural resources. Resources that are naturally available are termed as natural resources. The vegetal world is there, the animal kingdom is there, soil is there, minerals are there, water is there, air is there. What is the naturally occurring, naturally available materials? And all these things, each item, it has a definite value and a definite use. So they are termed as natural resources. And look at human-made resources. Here this, as the name indicates, human-made resources or man-made resources are made by man. And what do they use? They use natural resources to make man-made resources. All these are man-made items. And all of them are having a particular use. So we can say that they are also resources. And finally, but the most important one, human resource. Long back, we never considered human or manpower as a resource. But later, the experts included human or manpower also as a resource. And nowadays, it is considered as the most important resource, human resource. Human resource means the ability, the mental as well as physical ability of human beings. So let us study in detail about natural resources. Resources obtained from nature and that can be used without much modifications. Just pay attention to the term without much modifications. Means as we receive them from nature, we can use it. Such resources are called natural resources. Soil. It's naturally available item. At the same time, we can use soil without much modification. And soil is used for a variety of activities. It is used for growing crops, is used in construction, etc. Without much modification, this particular resource can be used. Another one is air. The air available in nature, we are breathing in oxygen. We give out carbon dioxide. And from the nature, trees, they take carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen. So naturally available things are used directly. Water. Our life depends on water. Water is a naturally available item which we can use without much modification. The vegetal world. Our life depends on vegetation. This vegetation, the vegetal world plays a very important role in food chain. Minerals and the animal kingdom. All these things are of great use for us humans. So they are natural resources. So classification of natural resources. Natural resources can be classified into two: renewable resources and non-renewable resources. These renewable resources are also called non-exhaustible resources. Non-exhaustible means these resources do not exhaust. Their stocks are unlimited. Examples are solar energy, wind energy, water, soil, forest, etc. Sun's energy doesn't have any end. Water cycle. Every year we get rain. We use up water. Again, next year again we get water. That is called a water cycle. So the stock never exhausts. The stock never get depleted. And soil also. Even if we use the soil, automatically, naturally it gets replenished. It gets enriched. And forest also. If you cut trees, again trees grow. So this is the first classification of resources. Renewable resources. Resources that get replenished quickly, that they grow, that they multiply quickly are called renewable resources. At the same time, non-renewable resources are called exhaustible resources because they get exhausted very soon. As we use, they get finished. And it takes millions and millions of years for them to get replenished. See, non-exhaustible resources take thousands of years to get replenished. Examples are coal, petroleum. The coal and petroleum that we extract now, it took millions of years for them to form. So if we use these resources on a very large scale, very soon the stocks will come to an end. They will get exhausted. That is why they are termed non-renewable resources or exhaustible resources. So the second category of resources is human-made resources. As the name indicates, human-made resources are man-made resources, made by man. Using the available natural resources, man makes other useful items which he could use for various other activities. So such items are included in this category, human-made resources. And human-made resources are substances that are converted into usable forms after changing their original form. So many examples are given there. All these are human-made resources made by man. And all these items are useful. You can see electric bulb, a train, a dam, musical instruments, a vehicle, computer, clothes, television, buildings, vehicles, furniture, money. All these are examples of man-made resources because each of these it has a value, it has a use. So we can say that these are also resources. These are called man-made resources because they are made by man. And the last category of resources is human resources. Humans. Then human resource means the mental and physical abilities of humans, of people. The mental abilities as well as physical abilities. Some people, they have got physical abilities, the ability, the great strength to do a lot of work. And some people, they use their intelligence, that is mental intelligence. They use their expertise, they use their abilities, etc. to do various activities. So we can say that these abilities, mental as well as physical or intellectual abilities of humans are referred as human resources. It is the skills of humans to transfer materials into resources. Now we can say ores, iron ore, bauxite, that is ore of aluminium. All these ores are nothing but rocks. But when man learned the technique of extracting metals or minerals from ores, then only they became useful items. So we can say that man has the ability to transfer materials into resources. Now wooden log, as a wooden log, its use is very limited. When that particular wooden log is made into furniture by a skilled man, it becomes a more usable resource. Of course, a wooden log is a resource, but the use of a wooden log, it is very limited. Unless it is transformed into another much more usable item. So we can say that human resources are much more important than natural resources as well as human-made resources. The human resource development. How can we develop the human resource? Improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. People get trained. They go to various institutions and getting trained. You know that during the lockdown period, your teachers, they were getting trained in conducting, online classes and what? Human resource development. The teachers were developing, our ability. So human resource development, it is improving the quality of people's skills so that they can create more resources which have got greater value or greater use. And all these resources are very valuable. Why are they valuable? Because it's not easy to get these resources. So, since they are valuable, since they are precious, we need to conserve them. Conservation of resources. How can we conserve resources? Use the resources carefully. That is called optimum utilization of resources. Economic utilization of resources. We cannot waste resources. Since they are naturally available, we can use it as we wish. It's a wrong concept. We have to use it carefully and we should give them time to replenish naturally. That is called resource conservation. So all over the country there are so many petrol pumps. So I can fill the fuel tank of my car as I wish. Since I have got a lot of money, I can drive and I can waste that natural resource as I wish. It's of course a wrong concept because we have to conserve it for future generation. It is our duty to see that our future generations also have these resources for their use. And such an attitude is absolutely necessary for having conservation of resources. And again, it is a balance. It is balancing the need to use resources and conserving them for future. It is called sustainable development. It is development that we have achieved. It should go on. How could we achieve this development? Because of the availability of the resources that our forefathers had reserved for us. We could, by using those resources, we could achieve development. Now, it is our duty to see that the same development or much more development is transferred to the future generations also. For transferring such a development, it is our duty to see that these resources are reserved for the future generation. And that is what is called a sustainable development. It is a progress attained by minimal exploitation of resources and reducing the impact on environment. Minimal exploitation of resources. It's a very great concept introduced. Reuse, reduce and recycle. We should not waste our resources. We should reuse them. We should reduce the use of resources. At the same time, we have to recycle the same items so that we can reserve these resources for the future generations and we can have a sustainable development. So we can conclude by saying that the resources which are naturally available and the resources that are man-made and we human resources, all these resources must be used frugally or economically, because it is our duty to see that these resources are reserved for our future generations. Thank you.